Wilson, John Kennedy, Kai Simbalan, Justin Costello, Luke Kane, and the coach is Joel Willoughby.
This one beautifully set. A tight fixture across both matches so far. Of course, you're on the call for game 2, and it was incredible scenes, end-to-end play, and very physical as well from both these sides. That's what we expect for Origin, though.
Well, there was a bit of niggle. There was 4 players sent to the sin bin. I haven't seen something like that at any touch football level before. So this is a decider. A bit of late mail. Corey Russell did go down injured in that second game, but he's out there. I spoke to him post-match. He's fine, he's fit, he's healthy, he's ready to go. And Jake Notley, he's got a crowd of supporters. Nicknamed the Gazelle. They've got him pasted on the back of their shirts. It's outstanding. There's about 15 or 20 of them. And if we see Jake Notley in the open, I tell you what, the crowd is going to go berserk.
Well, the stage is set nicely, and New South Wales will have to defend their line to start with. Queensland with first use of the ball. Here they come through Russell. Russell up towards that 7-metre mark, loses the hat. The long one comes, directly into, I think, the face there of Griffin. Well, that is an absolute brilliant Falcon, one that should be on highlight reels for years to come.
Well, if we can get a close-up of Griffin's face, I bet you there's Touch Football Australia printed into his cheek. Russell didn't hold back on that right to left. He absolutely fed it into the tin of Harry Griffin, who we mentioned. He's been in the wars. Harry Griffin went off last night with a bruised lung, was actually coughing up blood. Quick little trip to hospital. That's not going to stop him playing Origin.
Now he's back here. We know they go to another level when they put on that maroon jersey, that is for sure. It's up New South Wales step to shut things down. Pride slobbing things here. Now Pride back once more. The long pass comes. Well watched though in defence. Tipping across, that was Palau. Malcolm Kenny fires it back towards the middle here, and I think they're going to say forward pass there from Queensland. So New South Wales get a chance to work it away from their own end. Of course, 20-minute halves if you're just joining us for the first time today. All to play for in this one. One match apiece in the series. New South Wales looking to claim it once more. Last year they lost out in this division to Queensland. Hennessy, great ball at the line. The long pass comes. It's fantastic play. Down, no pitches there. New South Wales strike first, and after a minute 40, it's 1-0.
Well, we know the capability that Hennessy has coming out of dummy half, throwing right to left. The players would have been worried about the absolute bullet, but remember, there's still a guy running the middle hole, and it's Nick Good. Look at him, straight in between Pride and Notley, and not even thinking about it. Throwing a 20-metre pass out to Palau. Knows his way across the try line, and a great opening to the third match, the decider for New South Wales.
Great start for the Blues. Here come Queensland, though, looking to hit right back, or bend down, and then off to Justin Cridlin. They're up in the face very quickly there. It's Justin Costello who shut things down. Out it comes now to Moffat. Been impressive so far in this series, as has Josh Moffat for New South Wales, the two Moffat boys.
Oh.
No relation. Great footwork, popping the pass there, and looking for one of them, that Hayden Moffat.
Cridlin showing his footwork, making Nick Good slip over just with that left foot, getting a little rooster play and stepping back short side. So a little getaway free card there by New South Wales, who are back on the attack.
Here is Hennessy, regarded by many as the best player in touch football. Now he's got ball in hand. What a pass that is, 30 metres, flying over. A good cover defence from Bailey Assay, a man who has made his debut at men's open level this year for Origin. Been very good, scored about a 70-metre try in the second match. It ultimately proves to be quite an important one in the grand scheme of things as Griffin comes forward, not coughing up blood, and also not getting hit in the face by any more footballs. Away it comes now to Russell, the big dummy, straightening things up now. They've got them backpedaling. Here comes Queensland. Griffin off the right foot, opens up half a gap. And the pass came in. Perhaps not necessary, but he was trying to work something there for his side to get back into this one.
Good exciting play there by Griffin. It was actually well done by man with the ball, Josh Moffat, coming up as the link, making the touch, which takes away that open side play, but Griffin using his footwork to burn Kennedy on the short side. Unfortunately, ball going to ground. Queensland unable to find a player. But they look sharp, James. They look sharp.
Certainly do, as Luke Kane comes forward now. The touch came in. Nice stuff there from Pete Norman. Norman key exponents for this Queensland side. So much play happens in and around him as Madalitzo Masashi makes the touch, the captain for New South Wales. They come from right to left. Norman back through the middle now, picking up quickly. Good pace about their play here, Queensland. Norman looping around on that open left-hand side. The touch comes in from Wilton. Before they come, great little pass, but also well read in defence from Jack Edwards. Still one more play here for Queensland. Fridland plays it. They come forward. Can't quite maintain possession. Ball spilled and Luke Kane comes up with it. Now New South Wales with a chance to work it away from their own end. So Palau comes towards the transition area. Not a bad one either from New South Wales. They keep the pressure on. Kennedy, forward. Ashby receives it back now from Nick Good, the captain for New South Wales, alongside Madalitzo Masashi. Hennessy, the no pass to Palau, who even produced the goose step.
I'll tell you what, that is so deceptive as a defensive winger. Palau doesn't even have the ball, and he's managed to throw a little goosey, trying to get around Courtney. Courtney aware of it, though. Knew exactly what was going on, but it's something a little off screen is good. Not
He's
in a
not
good
helping.
way. He's copped one probably in the sternum.
Great to see him back at this level, though. Of course, you cast your mind back to 2020 playing in the State Cup there, and he unfortunately did his ACL. Wasn't able to take part in the Origin Series last year for 2021, which, of course, was a holdover from 2020.
Down. That is a try. That is a try.
Long-range dive.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. The referee's called touch. I didn't think so. I thought Ashby scored that try for sure.
We go from a good 7 metres out and slid along the turf to try and get all the way to the line. Ashby out in front now of John Kennedy, one of the two Kennedy boys. They'll keep working away here, Queensland. So under the pump early in this one. The first 6 minutes definitely being dominated by New South Wales. Benbow comes forward. Slow transition here from Queensland. Allows New South Wales to set the defensive line. Russell onto the action now. Last play. Here comes Moore. Big pass over the top. Still alive. Masashi hasn't got the touch. He certainly claims it. And I think they're going to rule forward pass anyway. Yes, they do.
Good roll on by Queensland. Moore showing his skill coming out of dummy half. You don't want to leave him too much time. New South Wales sort of sitting back in their defensive line, letting Moore run deep into it, but with a good read by Madalitzo Masashi. Out on that right-hand touchline. Kennedy laying down the law to Queensland. There's been a bit of niggle in games 1 and 2.
Haven't seen a great deal so far, but don't rule out it.
Don't worry, James.
Still
It's
happening.
coming. It's
It'll
coming.
be there, for sure. Palau hops into acting half. Oh, dangerous pass to Hennessy from Luke Kane. The Queensland defence has stepped up. Oh, Hennessy hurdles his own plays. A pass at the line to Palau and somehow nearly created something out of nothing, which is what Dylan Hennessy does best.
But keep in mind, that's the winger taking that hit up. That's Palau coming in off the left-hand touchline and just running what's known as sort of a silly line. Sometimes you catch a defensive line napping. You're not going to watch a winger come from the sideline and run all the way across the field. So sometimes it does pay off. You see New South Wales gifted good field position now.
Incorrect play the ball from Queensland. As the Blues come up over halfway, a bit of a mix-up there. Norman jammed out of the line and he put enough pressure on to make the turnover occur. It's 5 minutes and Queensland with good field position here as Pete Norman comes up towards the halfway line. Now it's with Benbow. Benbow waiting back in the middle, receives it now. Norman also in support off the right foot. Great step. Benbow picks it up. Norman fires a flat pass. Up in the line was Moffat but didn't touch it. Change over here. New South Wales now with a chance to work it away from the end. Here is Moffat linking up with Masashi, who certainly can fly. Great defensive winger in particular, though, is Madalitzo Masashi. Nick Good back into the action, former Australian captain. Here is Hennessy, dumbing, firing it now, finding Kennedy. Last play. Hennessy, the big goose step comes out. Long ball, tunnel off the back of it. I was taken back to year 3 with that one. However, no try coming for New South Wales. Queensland doing just enough in defence.
Tell you what, that's a great roll on by New South Wales and being gifted the ball back. There's space left if they take it. Oh, Good wants the mark. Oh, man, he wanted the quick tap. Tony Calabria not allowing it. But that set before, New South Wales rolled from their 7 to Queensland 7 very easily. So Queensland finding it probably a little bit tougher this game to stop the roll of New South Wales.
Hennessy to Good. Good steps off the right foot. Hennessy will just slow things down here. Ball launching another attack. Surely offside, I thought there from Griffin. He was up very quickly. Referee says he just got his feet behind the line. Good now in an acting half. Back to Hennessy. Now touch it off one more time here. Hennessy. Oh, no.
Oh,
He's
it's
up
something.
in an intercept. Away to the game here. Referee says There is Masashi. However, Queensland. A big kickoff from the Gazelle. The white shirts are going up. We've got to get a shot of that. The beer is sprayed all over the stand. And Jake Notley, the Gazelle, trundles home.
Well, we mentioned at the start of the game, if we saw him in open pasture, there's not many that are going to chase him down, and Matt just fits so perfectly with all the fans on the sideline. If we can get a close-up of his face, he starts to stick the tongue out from here. Oh, good work from Notley. Picked out the ball from New South Wales in the perfect position in that passing lane, but it is Hennessy now with an absolute rocket right to left, but oh, what a sight that is. Jake Notley in open pasture.
Certainly does run like a gazelle.
The fact that
I don't know if the tongue usually comes out
Oh.
from that animal, though.
The fact that he had his tongue out, that makes it so much better. That's hilarious.
I think the only time I've run with the tongue out is when I'm running late for the bus and I've got to get there. It's when I'm particularly shit.
Yeah, I mean, one of the fastest men in the game, and it's great to see him at this level running away from the New South Wales defence as Queensland back on the attack, looking sharp now.
Here come the Maroons. Well into enemy territory, and they're all backpedaling here. Russell off the right foot now has opened up half a gap. Did Moffat get there in time? I don't think so. Referees like it. They've gone bang, bang, Queensland, and the Gazelle boys are up again. They love it. 2 tries to 1.
Just watch the footwork of Corey Russell on this replay. Corey Russell straightens up. You watch him, he steps quickly off his left, but comes hard off his right, really straightening up the middle defender in Simbola. See that little left and right? Just that one little second gives that separation. And a great assist, Corey Russell, but it's Harry Griffin, the man with the bruised lung. Nothing bruised about his pride, though. Harry Griffin again doing his thing for his state. As we mentioned at the start of the game, Harry Griffin player of the series last year and really stepping up to that name again.
Will be interesting to see who takes that out this year. Plenty of good performance across both sides. Of course, so much could rest on who actually claims this final match here. It is a decider, and Queensland, for the first time, are now leading 2 tries to 1 midway through the first half. That's bounced off Queensland. Won't be a factor here for the Maroons as New South Wales receive possession. Big dummy comes across.
They're in trouble here, New South Wales, in trouble.
In even more trouble, however, that one will certainly release a bit of the pressure that Queensland were applying. Another set of 6 to come. Touched off here from Jack Edwards. Allow. Now Edwards once more. Allow. Tipping it on here to Jaden Ashby. Ashby finding support in the form of Edwards. Edwards once more. Quick hands. Hennessy. Diving. Did Jenkins get there? No, the touch is coming from Queensland.
What a touch that is from Bauer. Late call up into the Queensland team and running from the middle of the park to Pip Jenkins at the end, but 6 again to New South Wales.
Plenty of room to move with here. New South Wales. Fresh plays for this set. Good plays it, receives it back, and now finds Hennessy. Good to Hennessy. Short ball here to Ashby. Ashby diving from distance once more. Now he's suggesting Benbow certainly didn't get him.
Wow.
And that he got on the outside of Pride. And I think they are going to award that one. Yes, they do this time. So Jaden Ashby, second time around, he has claimed it.
Well, there we go. The offside call and Ashby diving straight over the line. The Penrith representative thinking around between Hennessy and Good, and Ashby getting it on the out from Hennessy. Good ball speed, gliding in underneath Pride. And also Jaden Benbow claimed the touch, but referee calling offside.
So Queensland now in a good position here. Norman back through the centre of the ground. Griffin is there. Was that touched by New South Wales? Yes. Referee says a hand in there from Mitch Wilton. Another set to play with here for Queensland. Griffin comes forward. Norman, big dummy comes out. And that pass has gone absolutely nowhere near its mark. That's very unusual from the likes of Pete Norman.
And apologies to the viewers at home. Apparently, when we're getting a bit excited, James, they can't hear. So we'll do our best to sound excited while keeping calm at the same time.
We might have to have a little look at the technical side of things at half-time, so appreciate your patience if it is cutting out at certain points. As Masashi comes up over halfway, good little roll ball there. Hennessy, the no-look pass, probably not necessary though. Lau was trying to storm through a gap.
Queensland quick tap too through Russell. Going to get some reinforcements on quite quickly and trying to get a drive through touches 3, 4 and 5. We're trying to see who's coming on. It's Cridlin probably going to get a strike dump. One of the best in the game at isolating a defender. Getting someone with full class, and Moffat's out on the right-hand touchline. He may go to him.
Cridlin drops it off. Benbow now. Oh, great footwork. Pulling the ball over the top of Costello. Allow Hennessy. They're all there. Just shut him down nice and quickly. New South Wales holding firm at present. Another very tight game. That's all we've seen so far between these two sides. Good meters on offer here for the Blues. Palau hops into acting half. Up over halfway. Good roll on occurring here. Edwards, Palau. Forward they come with Good. Good. Dummies on the outside. Goes to Masashi, but good pressure jamming in from James Courtney.
Queensland, I think, on top of momentum-wise at the moment. New South Wales were last to score. But now New South Wales, good field position again off a Queensland error.
Wanted the strike dump there, Queensland. They couldn't quite get away with it, though. It was not on the mark. New South Wales offered another opportunity here. Kennedy comes forward. Now with Moffat. Moffat to Ashby, who's had it still on the ground there. Moffat at pace and at the line. All nearly opened up half a gap. Norman stood tall, though. Good comes to the open side. And a real mix-up there between Jenkins and also Kennedy. Neither really knew what the other one was doing. Before they come with Bailey Assay, the big winger, charging upfield. Norman gets it on further now. Out to Griffin. Meters on offer here for Courtney. Fresh support arriving. Russell back to Norman. Once more they drive forward here, Queensland. Slowing things down now. Russell. Now to Norman. Play on here for Queensland. Oh, what a bullet ball, but just missing the mark there. No touch from New South Wales. About 3.5 to go, and we are level. Jackson Mills at 2 apiece.
There's some good ball speed there for Queensland. Probably just need a bit of a roll on through touches 3 and 4. Bit static from Queensland in the middle of the park. They're so deadly. That was marginally forward.
Good. Up towards halfway now, but not played correctly there from New South Wales.
It's always the touch football gods, James, that come in and play the karma card. Actually, some interesting late mail out of the New South Wales box, injury-wise. The assistant coach actually did his hamstring in the warm-up. Mark Boland has actually done his hamstring watching the boys warm up. How about that?
Well, you nearly did your knees in here watching Hannah Dybel in the last match, stepping off the left foot. So it can happen, that's for sure. I've already done mine, so I've got nothing else to tear. Here comes Russell. Russell over the top. Masachi blocks it down once more. He says, get that stuff out of here, NBA style.
I'd be very interested to see if there's a penalty to Queensland for a late knock on Russell. He popped an absolute shot after releasing the ball. He's been in the walls all day, Corey Russell. Heading over to the sub-box, limping his way there. He was on the ground, clutching at his sternum, probably got the wind knocked out of him.
He looks quite ginger. Keep an eye on him. Wrapping around now. It's Moffat who came into the action. Benbow. Back to Moffat and now Benbow. Waiting throughout the centre. Just inviting the defence up to meet them here, Queensland. Benbow, flat at the line. Long ball comes over the top. Isolated the link brilliantly. Hennessy says, that's on me, boys. But Queensland, they don't care how they get it. As long as they do, Justin Cridlin dives in. They take the lead once more.
Griffin and Cridlin linking up so well. Look at this ball that Griffin throws. It's so hard. He just gets it over the top of Hennessy. Caught a sinker pass. Knows exactly what he's doing. It looks like he throws it hard because he pulls it from the side of his hip, but he actually releases it really early. And Cridlin doing his task to perfection for Queensland. Well, there you go. Queensland 3 tries to 2 with a minute and a half to play in the first half.
Hennessy, nice ball out in front of Kennedy, but just jamming in off the wing was Assay. That might just be enough here for Queensland to take that halftime lead. 3-2. New South Wales will probably get maybe a full set, least half a set after this, but they'll have to work it away from deep in their own territory based on this roll-on that Queensland have got. Great meters on offer here. The Gazelle, Jake Notley comes forward. Now Norman turning it back towards the open side. Here's Notley once more. Such a quick touch. She came in and had to. A very important touch. They were wanting to get the flick on there through Cridlin, who's just gone in the last set that Queensland had. Good defence from Musashi, who's been excellent across all 3 games without the ball. Hasn't seen a great deal of open space on the attacking side of things. Kennedy steps off the left foot, goes back to the mark to play it. Didn't actually quite think he made the mark, to be honest with you.
Neither did I.
Ashby, now Palau. Hennessy picks it up, or at least tries to knock on right on halfway.
Oh, it was. I'm very confused, James. I actually don't know what's going on. It seems that they're blown half-time. Has the hooter gone?
The hooter hasn't gone, at least from the official timepiece. Bit of discussion. The referees have just said, that's it, boys. The New South Wales are exiting the field. There's the hooter now.
Well, there's the hooter now.
Well, that's very strange. We've been operating from the hooter all day today and all day yesterday. But for the first time in a long time, we've seen the referee's whistle full half-time, but I guess we do play the referee's whistle after all. So at half-time, despite a rather confusing finish to that first half, it's a ripping game so far. Plenty to play for. 20 minutes to see who will be our men's Opens champions. And at this point in time, it is Queensland in the ascendancy. 3 tries to 2, all the second half in about 5 minutes.
Welcome back to CX Coffs International Stadium here in lovely Coffs Harbour. The final match of what has been a brilliant 2-day series for State of Origin here, and the final match in particular for the Men's Open division. It is a decider. New South Wales and Queensland jousting for triumph, for victory. And at the moment, it is Queensland in the ascendancy. 3 tries to 2. Jackson Mills in the booth with me as New South Wales get the first use of the ball. And Kennedy comes forward. Kennedy now to Hennessy, driving upfield. Hennessy threatening to link up with his wide men, receives it back from Kennedy once more. Hennessy on the last now. The long ball comes out, trying to pop it back on the inside. Net close but no cigar, Jackson Mills.
It's a great read by Bailey Assay. You could see Hennessy winding up for the left pass, so very telegraphed that it was going to go to the wing. So Assay, no problem shutting that down. But some little halftime updates from our good friend Scott McAllister out of the Queensland box. Queensland feeling like New South Wales are actually running out of legs. They want to really focus on their defensive line. We let this play unfold with Russell.
Russell gets it away now. Still room here for more. The touch came across, though, from Costello. Had to be made.
Well, they believe New South Wales, as I mentioned, running out of legs. They want to make their defensive decision-making and stops in front. They're very calm in the box. Very calm in the box at half-time, and Queensland feel like they're getting on top.
So here comes Nick Good. Now Hennessy, the one-handed pick up, a lovely one as well. Not trying to wrap around. As a good little release there from Luke Kane. Hennessy just couldn't get there in time. Now another stoppage here. We've seen plenty of this in the men's opens, especially in game 2, where it was just constant whistles being blown.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started, James. Obviously, someone's copped a knock in the jaw. At least it's a penalty. We did see 4 players, as mentioned, sin-binned in the previous match. So let's just hope the niggle doesn't get too much for the boys.
So here comes Hennessy now, gifting it back to Luke Kane. Kane looks to launch an attack. Kane, oh, he worked the numbers brilliantly for Palau. If it hit the mark, he was in for all money. Would have been his second for the day as well, Palau.
The referee actually signalling that Luke Kane didn't actually get touched before he put the ball on the ground. So penalty to Queensland. They had a good roll on. The first set from Queensland was so good. Typical Queensland, absolutely textbook driving forward, very direct, fast foot speed, fast ball speed. A little bit of a breakdown here for Queensland though.
Yeah, Griffin overran acting half. Thus couldn't get the pass away. Cridlin decides to grab a crossfield. Quick play now, and Cridlin this time straightens up. They've got a good roll on here. Russell over the top. Oh, well marked up though from Jesse Jenkins out there. We shut it down nice and quickly. Touch comes in now from Cridlin. Good, promotes the footy out to Costello. Costello drops it off. Palau into acting half, and now straightening up himself. Up over halfway. Support comes. Moffat fires a ripping pass into the hands of Kennedy.
Oh.
Here's Moffat again. Looks very flat. Flat at best, perhaps. Ball over the top, and that one is even worse from Ashby. So New South Wales not quite hitting the mark to start this second half. Referee, of course, awarding that forward pass there, so the penalty comes for Queensland as Cridlin works it away from his own end. Now head towards their substitutions box here. Queensland trying to get those fresh players on. Not a bad transition either. Griffin nearly collected in the head once more there. He's already copped one, Falcon, and another penalty to come here.
Well,
for Queensland.
That's what happens when you run hard. It's incredibly difficult to run backwards. Pace that Queensland are running forwards. And Griffin was the one that actually caught a Kennedy brother offside. Very hard rucking set from Queensland. Can they capitalise with the good field position?
Here comes Benbow. Great little drop off. Oh, massive dummy. Opens up a huge gap. Benbow is there in support. He gets it to ground. Referees will confer, but I don't think there's a touch. That should be a try to Jaden Benbow. And confirmed, is it? No. Still discussing here, the referees. There's been a few confusing plays from them.
This could be a sin bin if Kennedy's grabbed him, or an actual penalty try. He's been sent to the sin bin.
Oh dear. So take us through, for the people that are just tuning in for the first time here, might not have seen State of Origin or touch football before. How long now must Kennedy be sat into that opposition end goal?
So New South Wales have to complete 3 consecutive sets while Maurice Kennedy sits in the naughty corner for New South Wales. So it is 6 on 5. I don't know why the try wasn't awarded. We have introduced penalty tries into the touch footballing system, but it is Corey Russell with the ball. Late news in, Corey Russell did dislocate his finger in the first half. It's gone back into place, and he's back out there, going that true Queensland spirit.
A great little twist there as well from Russell. Certainly nothing wrong with his ankles, but he might have caused a few problems for the New South Wales defenders there. Norman comes forward onto the 7 metre mark, very flat to Russell. Might have been more than flat. Play on here for Queensland. Murray sends it wide through the corner. Did they get time? Enterprising play from Queensland. 15 minutes to go here. And if we get any more of that, well, geez, I'm going to pass out from excitement.
Well, I thought Notley could have actually gassed the first time. I thought he probably didn't know that there was actually 6 on 5, because sometimes when you're playing and a player gets sent to the sin bin, you just forget. You completely forget. So a missed opportunity there from Queensland. However, Tony Calabria gifting Queensland good field position here. Again, it is 6 on 5 if you're just tuning in, and Notley with the ball now.
Here is the Gazelle. Oh, it's spurted forward. It's definitely gone forward out of the hands too. Jenkins wants the ball quickly. Thought they might have even been pinged for not delivering the changeover straight away. Jenkins is saying there was no touch. He's adamant about it too.
I tell you what, that's a crucial error from Queensland, because it's been 2 sets. This will be the 3rd set, and Kennedy eager to get back on, but that is 2 sets that Queensland have given New South Wales a free pass with 1 less defender.
The crowd as well is calling for Nick Good to be sent off simply for having a discussion with the referee. No prizes for guessing which section of the crowd it is as Kennedy comes storming back up the field. They'll go for the quick substitution, so it'll be Maurice Kennedy who comes to the sideline. John Kennedy back out there in his place. 6 on 6 now. Queensland up to the 7 metre mark. The decider here for the 2022 State of Origin Series. Both sides have won a game. New South Wales collected game 1. Queensland game 2. Here is Norman coming forward. Now Damon Moore. Oh, delays the pass right at the line. He played early. His width.
and Queensland go in. And now the situation looks very difficult for New South Wales. 5-2.
Beautiful Queensland try. And it started with Damon Moore coming out of half, and don't put it down to the effort of actually Hayden Moffat.
Queensland game 2.
Here is Norman.
So you can see him wrap around. He actually gets the ball down in the shutting defence from Kennedy, and Moore's actually falling as he passes that absolute curler of a ball right to left. You can see the reaction of Moore when he stands up. Big chest pump. Oh, we're all pumped here, James.
Worth noting as well, you don't often see that quick dump inside of that 7-metre mark. You're only doing it if there's definitely something on the cards there, and they were aware to it. Queensland as Hennessy jumps off the right foot, skipping around like a kangaroo. Great ball supplied to Luke Payne, who's able to draw a pass. Jenkins takes it, spins, and dives in the corner. New South Wales strike right back. The margin reduced to 2.
Again, New South Wales hitting straight back against Queensland. It was really a nothing play there, was it, from New South Wales? Throwing the ball back and forth. Just managing to find the extra number late. It's Kane digging into the line hard. I thought Pride would have been able to get him. He must have called hit into Assay. Pride may have put his body on the line while calling stay. He might have just been able to nick Kane, but Assay unfortunately having to collapse and gifting Jesse Jenkins a try in the corner. 5 tries to 3.
Here is Bauer. Off to Notley, all diving from a long way there. Queensland nearly got in. Good defence from New South Wales. Last play now for the Maroons. Notley comes forward. Bauer off the left foot, opens up half a gap, jumps over the top almost of Mitch Wilson, who must have just got a shoelace on him.
Very close. Good evasiveness from Bauer. Look at that from Costello. You see him pick the ball up just with one hand.
Incredible skills on display from Costello.
So I've seen him actually hold a basketball in one hand. I can barely even hold a touch football in 2 hands.
Big boy Costello. Here he is once more, holding it out in one hand and striding forward up over the halfway line. Palau now finds support in Edwards. Palau out of acting half to Good. Flat pass back to Edwards. Edwards strafing across field from the right foot. Good slowing it down. Now they look to wrap around. Good. Feign to go for the open side.
Down.
That is indeed down. The referee says no touch. And New South Wales go back to back here. 5 tries to 4. We've got a ball game, Jackson Mills.
Great call by Nick Good. You can see him whisper to Kai Simbolan behind the ball, sweep a ninja, which means Good is going to pick up, head short side, and Simbolan's going to follow him in. But he had an option. If Simbolan wasn't there, New South Wales still had another player to pick. And in that case, it is Jack Edwards, reducing the margin to 1. So Queensland back on the attack through Russell now. Norman with an out ball. There's numbers poised for Queensland, and Moffat goes in. Queensland doing what they do best, just running the New South Wales defence side to side very laterally.
A great hit back from Queensland to do so immediately after conceding. Russell gets that quick jump. Norman moving at pace and then just finding an opening there. Hayden Moffat.
And I saw a beautiful poster of Moffat out there in the crowd as well. It says Go Moffat, hashtag 14. It's actually designed by his brother. I saw him holding it up above his head.
There you go. If you aren't tuning in via Facebook or one of those social media sites where you can leave a comment, then put it in there. The little hashtag of 14. Queensland step up. It's Damon Moore who's off and running. Masasi is chasing him on. Has he done a hammy there perhaps? He pulled up on his run, Moore. Very quick coverage from both Hennessy and Masasi. And Moore is certainly not looking to run too much further.
Tell you what, Hennessy did well to pace him down. Hennessy's over the age of 30, so it's not bad for an old buck.
Don't start saying over 30's old. I'll be very upset in the box here. Ball over the top. Masasi lifted Norman. Queensland are on fire now. They've gone in again. The margin once more extended to 2. 6 tries to 4.
The crowd's really come into this one. It is Assay, the big boy out on the right edge, triddling out of half. It's actually a preempted pass, I reckon, by Griffin. Doesn't even look and just hits the winger. He must have seen something. He must have seen Masasi sort of hanging a little bit tighter and just elects to throw the long ball. Wasn't a crisp pass, but it got there. Doesn't matter how it gets there, as long as it gets across the line for a try. Again, extending Queensland's lead.
Hennessy floats it over the top once more. Picked off from Queensland, though. And the supporters in the stadium are most definitely up on their feet now. That's a very sloppy play. The ball. Was there a loose foot coming through? No, referee. In fact, they're going to confer once more here. They've just got to make a decision, the ref. Good game's a quick game. We like flowing football for State of Origin. That's better. So play on here. Edwards comes forward. The touch comes in. Now way through Simbolan. Hennessy drops it down. Here's John Kennedy. Hennessy up inside the 7 mark. Kennedy once more. Still arriving. Oh, great little movement there from Simbolan. Got away. Edwards. The touch comes on him now. Simbolan. Kennedy off the right foot. Wrapping around. Simbolan once again. Hennessy has to slow things down though. Up they step. Hennessy. Short ball at the line. Or Kennedy nearly found a way through. But good defence once more from Queensland.
Tell you what, Hennessy dug right into the line there, which made Malcolm Kenny out on that right-hand touch line have to collapse into the link channel. If Hennessy can fire that absolute missile that he's got right to left, Jesse Jenkins could have possibly been walking in, but good defence by Queensland. And again with a good roll on through Damon Moore.
They've opened up nicely there. Moore came from the sideline to inject himself into the attack as Benbow picks it up, runs at an offside marker. There's some trouble here for New South Wales. From the touch, it's gone all the way through and gets the try. Oh, Queensland are well and truly singing, yeah, yeah, yippee, yippee, yeah.
Great work from Queensland again with that good drive. Going forward, look at Benbow, just kick him on. Hook into the line and Hennessy just missing Moffat. And Moffat, that's his double for the match. Just getting on the outside of Dylan Hennessy. So that increases Queensland's margin by 2.
7-4.
3.
Is the official score piece here. We do have a slight delay on our piece, but well done, Jackson. You're all over it, mate. Touch coming in there from Justin Cridlin, who's got to try himself today. Long ball comes out from Jenkins, touched as he was throwing it, and the ball spills well wide of its target. Just 6 minutes remaining. There is plenty of ground to make up here for New South Wales.
I was just looking at the clock, 6 minutes. I didn't realise how far along the game had progressed, and 7 tries to 4. New South Wales really trailing Queensland now, and if Queensland can keep the foot on, I think they're going to go all the way. We got a halftime update from our sideline reporter, Scott McAllister, and he said Queensland felt on top and felt like New South Wales were running out of legs and running with their legs.
Oh, beautiful ball here as well. Well, Damon Moore goes in. I think that just might feel it there. Damon Moore knows that's a big try. He's just soaking it all up at the moment.
Such an assassin is he, Damon Moore. But it starts with pride with that little check-off inside to Benbow. He's been instrumental, Benbow, as has this man, Harry Griffin, with another try assist. And that man there, Damon Moore, Australian representative, stays under the radar, does more, but he's an absolute assassin and injects himself into the game when it matters most. Well, it is 8 tries to 4 for Queensland over New South Wales.
Less than 5 to go. Kennedy off the right foot, popping a pass back to his brother. Touch came in though. The smiles are there from Notley. They've pretty much sewn this one up here, Queensland. New South Wales know it too. They're not rushing back to restart things. Hennessy, they can score here. It might just be time enough for them. Luke Kane, however, is caught. And Queensland once more can work it away from their own end. In the ascendancy and in complete control. Here comes the Gazelle, Jake Notley. Forward they march now through Moffat. Up over halfway. Good meters on display here again. Pride to Cridlin. Cridlin, oh, they've got them backpedaling here, New South Wales. Norman,
oh dear.
In 2 hands. He needs a few times. Gets the support. It's now an avalanche, and the colour is maroon.
Well, there we go. Soak it up, Queensland fans. Another one for Harry Griffin. They're just such a strong team, Queensland. Look at that, splitting the 2 middles. That is unheard of for the New South Wales defence, and it is Norman getting straight through. Tangled up is Cridlin. And Luke Kane and Tim Bart's on the sideline. Unfortunately went down with a broken collarbone, but he's going to be amongst the celebrations tonight, no doubt.
The Hennessy fires from right to left, looking for consolation tries at this point on New South Wales. Hennessy picks it up, drives forward, the long ball comes out, popping back on the inside. Oh, a couple of times, Palau tried to get it down. Just put his foot on the touchline, though. Otherwise, that was good to go, Jackson.
Some of the tries that I've seen Palau score are second to none. Possibly one of the best finishers ever in touch football is Palau. And I dare say Masachi's up there as well. Scored some magnificent tries in the NRL Touch Premiership for the West Tigers. Queensland now with some open field, and Notley's coming around the back. I thought he may have been able to sneak up the sideline.
Was able to reel it in. Benbow, now Notley drives forward. Nice and sharp here from Queensland. Benbow skipping once or twice. Notley opening up the play. They've done it. Griffin gets it to ground. He's gone back to back. Queensland are killing them at the moment.
I've lost count, James. I've lost count of what the score is. I don't even know if I've got enough fingers to count.
I believe it is 10-4. It's an absolute tidal wave at the moment from the Maroons.
This is just classic heads-up footy by Queensland. Late switch back. Notley identifies some space. Actually throws it behind Moffat. Oh, and again, Harry Griffin enjoying his time in the Maroon. Had a bit of an episode yesterday with a bruised lung. Unfortunately, had a quick trip to hospital. But that's definitely not going to stop him scoring tries for his state.
Yeah, there might be touch footy, but they certainly play hard at Origin level, hence the bruised lung. And just as well to clue you in here, Jackson, since half-time, 7-1 the scoreline. Sorry, 7-2, I should say. So a completely dominant performance from Queensland. It was tight at the halfway mark as Hennessy fires short, long. Oh, ball over the top. Palau, was it backwards? It certainly was.
Nope. They're going to call forward pass.
Geez, that's a rough one. I'd like to see another look at that. Palau kept his width, so no try called. Some confusion here for the New South Wales players. They certainly think it's a try.
I'm confused as well because the referee that called forward pass, he's already in the back line.
Here it is again.
See, the referee that calls the forward pass, he's already back behind the 7.
I don't think that is.
How can you see a forward pass from there?
I don't think it's forward. I think Kennedy's throwing that backwards. Here they come, though. Queensland, horrible play the ball. There might have been a foot in it, though. Yes, Queensland will get another set to work with here. And they'll pretty much finish the match with ball in hand. 50 seconds on the clock.
I tell you what, look at Pete Norman. He wants the ball in hand. Great stint by that man, Benbow, on screen. He deserves a well-earned rest. But Norman wants another try. You can see the tenacity when the penalty was blown. Well, they have the strike power, don't they? Griffin, Cridlin, Notley, and Norman on the line. And Griffin slides in under.
Costello's just got him in time, though. 30 seconds on the clock. Queensland savouring every single moment here. Notley at acting half. Out to Cridlin. Cridlin back to Notley. Just slowing things down here, Queensland. About 50 million dummies coming from Cridlin as well. Finally, they'll look to launch an attack. Griffin over the top. The attempted intercept is knocked to ground. They'll get another set of 6, but it'll probably be the last play here if we even get one more. Norman does want to continue. They'll encourage the defensive line to come up towards them. And Norman holds out the hand. He shakes the opposition's hand for that matter. They've secured victory here in the Men's Open in Game 3, the decider, which of course means the series is won by Queensland. But in terms of the overall